every once in a while, I encounter stories that I do not want to talk about. And I have to talk about them because you need to know about them, even though they're painful and upsetting to talk about. And I mean, radio should be somewhat entertaining, and this is not an entertaining story. And I feel like I'm doing it out of civic duty, and I don't want to. And I was going to talk about it in the first hour, and I have put it off, and I've put it off. I got to talk about the story. This is from Nick Kristof in the New York Times. Pornhub prides itself on being the cheery, winking face of naughty. The website that buys a billboard in Times Square and provides snowplows to clear Boston streets. It donates to organizations fighting for racial equality and offers steamy content free to get people through COVID-19 shutdowns. That supposedly wholesome Pornhub attracts 3.5 billion visits a month, more than Netflix, Yahoo, or Amazon. Pornhub rakes in money from almost 3 billion ad impressions a day. One ranking lists Pornhub as the 10th most visited website in the world. Yet there's another side of the company. Its site is infested with rape videos. It monetizes child rape, revenge pornography, spy cam videos of women showering, racist and misogynist content, and footage of women being asphyxiated in plastic bags. A search for girls under 18, no space, or 14YO, leads in each case to more than 100,000 videos. Most are not of children being assaulted, but too many are. After a 15-year-old girl went missing in Florida, her mother found her on Pornhub in 58 sex videos. Sexual assaults on a 14-year-old California girl were posted on Pornhub and were reported to authorities not by the company, but by a classmate who saw the videos. In each case, offenders were arrested for the assaults, but Pornhub escaped responsibility for sharing the videos and making money on them. Pornhub's like YouTube, in that it allows members of the public to post their own videos. A great majority of the 6.8 million new videos posted on the site each year probably involve consenting adults, but many depict child abuse and non-consensual violence. Because it's impossible to be sure whether a youth in the video is 14 or 18, neither Pornhub nor anyone else has a clear idea of how much content is illegal. Unlike YouTube, Pornhub allows these videos to be downloaded directly from its website. So even if a rape video is removed at the request of the authorities, it may already be too late. The video lives on as it is shared with others or uploaded again and again. Pornhub became my trafficker, a woman named Callie told me. She says she was adopted in the United States from China and then trafficked by her adoptive parents and forced to appear in pornographic videos beginning when she was 9. Some videos of her being abused ended up on Pornhub and regularly appear there. I'm still being sold, even though I'm 5 years out of that life, Callie said. Now 23, she's studying in a university, hopes to become a lawyer. But the old videos hang over her head. I may never be able to get away from these, she said. I may be 40 with 8 kids, and people are still doing things to themselves with her pictures. You type young Asian and you can probably find me, she added. Actually, maybe not. Pornhub recently was offering 26,000 videos in response to that search. That doesn't count videos that show up under related searches that Pornhub suggests, including young tiny teen, extra small petite teen, tiny Asian teen, or just young girl. Nor does it necessarily count videos on a Pornhub channel called Exploited Teen Asia. The issue is not pornography, but rape. Let's agree that promoting assaults on children or on anyone without consent is unconscionable. The problem with Bill Cosby or Harvey Weinstein or Jeffrey Epstein is not the sex, but the lack of consent, and so it is with Pornhub. I came across many videos on Pornhub that were recordings of assaults on unconscious women and girls. The rapist would open the eyelids of the victim and touch the eyeballs to show they were non-responsive. Pornhub profited this fall from a video of a naked woman being tortured by a gang of men in China. It is monetizing video compilations with titles like Screaming Teen, Degraded Teen, Extreme Choking. Look at a choking video and it may suggest also searching for She Can't Breathe. Should be possible to be positive about sex and negative about Pornhub. Pornhub declined to make executives available on the record, but provided a statement saying Pornhub is unequivocally committed to combating child sexual abuse material and has instituted a comprehensive industry-leading trust and safety policy to identify and eradicate illegal material from our community. Pornhub added that any assertion that the company allows child videos on the site is irresponsible and flagrantly untrue. At 14, Serena Flatus was an A student in Bakersfield, California, who had never made out with a boy. But in the 8th grade, she developed a crush on a boy a year older, and he asked her to take a naked video of herself. She sent it to him, and that changed her life. He asked for another, then another. She was nervous but flattered. That's when I started getting strange looks at school. He had shared the videos with other boys, and then someone put them on Pornhub. Her world imploded. It's tough enough to be 14 without having your classmates entertain themselves by looking at you naked and then mocking you as a slut. People were texting me if I didn't send them a video, they were going to send them to my mom. The boy was suspended, but she started skipping classes because she couldn't bear the shame. Her mother persuaded Pornhub to remove the videos. Fleetus switched schools, but rumors reached the new school, and soon the videos were uploaded again to Pornhub. She began cutting herself and quarreling with her mom, and then took all the pills in the medicine cabinet she could find and woke up in the hospital 3 days later, upset that she was still alive. She hanged herself in the bathroom, and her little sister found her, and the medics revived her. A friend introduced her to meth and opioids, and she became addicted and dropped out of school and homeless. At 16, she advertised herself on Craigslist, putting videos of herself. Those videos wound up on Pornhub. 19, off drugs, unemployed, and traumatized. She's living in her car in Bakersfield, California, with 3 dogs that have proved way more loyal and loving than humans. There are other sites that do worse. Sean McDowell, I think it's Sean, it may be Josh, I can't remember which one of the McDowells, Biola, has done research on pornography. Do you know that middle school boys will encounter porn? 5th and 6th grade boys? That by the time a boy is in 9th grade, more often than not, he is regularly engaging with porn, and if not deterred by 10th grade, it becomes a habit that can last through college and into marriage. It crosses racial lines, it crosses economic lines, income lines, ethnic lines, crosses all the lines. People in church and people out of church, black, white, Hispanic, rich, poor, middle class. Do you know there's only one category of person, of boy, one category of boy that doesn't engage in this topic, doesn't engage in pornography? Do you have any idea the category of boy that doesn't engage in porn? And this one category also transcends racial lines and ethnic lines. It transcends income lines. It transcends everything. It transcends churched and non-churched. There's only one category of boy that does not regularly dabble in pornography on the internet. It is the boy whose father explained to him what's going on. I got to have that talk with my son, and I haven't. He, thus far, is not engaged, and in our house we have internet firewalls, so they can't be engaged with it. But it's the talk has got to happen. Across lines, if fathers, and it is father, it's not mothers, it's dads. If you will talk to your son and explain that in many cases, even the ones that appear to be consensual, oftentimes there's a drug addiction involved, there are drugs involved, there is human trafficking even involved in a lot of the higher end pornography that you might find online. It is Eastern European or Asian girls who have been induced into it and are more or less in a state where they really don't have the free will to decide it's what they want to do. But a lot of it is this. And you've got to engage as a parent, particularly as a dad. You've got to engage. The problem, Christoph writes, goes far beyond one company. A rival of Pornhub, X Videos, which arguably has even fewer scruples, may attract more visitors. Depictions of child abuse appear on mainstream sites like Twitter, Reddit, and Facebook. Google supports the business models of companies that thrive on child molestation. Google returns 920 million videos on a search for young porn. Top hits include a video of a naked, very young teen engaged in sex acts on X Video, along with a video on Pornhub whose title is unprintable here. I asked the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children to compile the number of images, videos, and other content related to child sexual exploitation reported to it each year. In 2015, it received 6.5 million videos or other files. In 2017, 20.6. In 2019, 69.2 million. Facebook removed 12.4 million images related to child exploitation in a 3-month period this year. Twitter closed 264,000 accounts in 6 months last year for child exploitation of children. By contrast, Pornhub notes the Internet Watch Foundation, an England-based nonprofit that combats child sexual abuse imagery, reported only 118 instances of child sexual abuse imagery on Pornhub over 3 years. Parents, love your children. Dads, talk to your sons. Talk to your daughters too, because that's one of the most disturbing things, is that increasingly it's not just boys looking at this stuff. We got a problem. We live in a fallen world. Talking to your kids is going to be one of the best ways to combat this stuff, and it's got to be fought. And I'm sorry to even have to talk to you about it. It is not something that I want to talk about, but man, I feel like it's got to be talked about.